Hello and welcome back to our channel Explain Horizon. Today we're going to talk about a topic that's both fascinating and controversial: nuclear rocket engines. Nuclear rocket engines have been proposed as a potential solution for deep space travel and exploration, but they come with a lot of concerns and questions. So, let's dive into the world of nuclear rocket engines and explore what they are, how they work, and why they're being considered. To start with, let's look at what a nuclear rocket engine actually is. Simply put, it's a type of rocket engine that uses nuclear reactions to generate the thrust needed to propel a spacecraft. Unlike traditional chemical rockets, which burn fuel to create thrust, nuclear rockets heat up propellant with a nuclear reactor, which causes it to expand and create thrust. Now, let's look at how these engines work. There are two main types of nuclear rocket engines: nuclear thermal rockets, NTRs, and nuclear pulse propulsion engines, NPPEs. NTRs use a nuclear reactor to heat up propellant, while NPPEs use nuclear explosions to create thrust. In an NTR, the nuclear reactor heats up a propellant, such as hydrogen, to a very high temperature, causing it to expand and create thrust. NTRs are more efficient than chemical rockets because they can generate more thrust per unit of propellant, which means they require less fuel to achieve the same amount of acceleration. NPPEs, on the other hand, use a series of nuclear explosions to propel a spacecraft forward. These explosions create a shockwave that pushes the spacecraft, similar to how a traditional rocket engine creates thrust. However, NPPEs are extremely powerful and can create a lot of radiation, which is a major concern when it comes to using them for space travel. Now, let's look at why nuclear rocket engines are being considered. One of the main reasons is that they could enable faster and more efficient space travel, which is critical for deep space exploration. Since nuclear rockets can generate more thrust per unit of propellant, they could potentially allow us to travel further and faster than we can with traditional chemical rockets. However, there are also a lot of concerns when it comes to using nuclear rocket engines. One of the biggest is the risk of radiation exposure. Since nuclear rockets generate a lot of radiation, there's a risk that astronauts could be exposed to harmful levels during a mission. Additionally, there's the concern of what would happen if a nuclear rocket were to explode during a launch or in orbit, which could cause widespread contamination and environmental damage. As we continue to explore the possibilities of space travel, it will be important to carefully consider the benefits and risks of nuclear rocket engines and how we can use them safely and responsibly. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next video.